Good afternoon. British Lebanese broadcasting live from London's Islington, notorious Islington, where Labour have been in government for a very long time, decades. When I say in government, although you might have seen Conservatives in government, it's Labour who's been pulling the strings, certain people. And while we know that the two cheeks off of the same arse not only applies to England, it applies to the whole world, we should know that elections are selections. Any delusional thoughts about, oh, if this political leader gets elected, it will be better than that. All this regurgitated by even my anti-Zionist sources. You ridicule your own faculties on the concept of elections, because let's face it, the word concept is not a reality, is it? So it is a concept to conclude that elections are elections and not selections. They always were selections. They don't elect, they select. Here it is. I think, yes. Today is a historic day for me. Those who are accusing me of Marwa Osman come out and made a podcast, a YouTube with else, and all of a sudden I was mentioned in it, and that is what I'll be talking about in this, when they were forced to shut down that YouTube and reissue another one and edit it. But they wanted to add a little bit of me without mentioning me. Let's get some coffee. Hi, how are you? Have a large Americano, please. White Americano. If I'm going to sit outside for a bit, if that's all right.
Yeah, I will put it in takeaway.
Yeah, good. Thanks. So, me talking on the chat, on the live interview, and I commend everyone who comes out and talks about Lebanon or the motherlands or the current world affairs that are happening. You can't but just call these people heroes. But I called her out because she was going into a sectarian, like, cultistic perception of Lebanon, and it wasn't right. And like I say, sometimes us expats, be it me, be it anyone who's an expat of any motherland across the world, in any country, we have a different view, and that different view is not a twisted or warped view. Don't ever exclude us as being such. And I'll tell you why. And I'll try to break this down in a manner where professionals can understand it. In Lebanon, when the electricity gets turned off, they are accustomed to it. They know that they've got candles, oil lamps and oil, and paraffin and all the other resources they have, and the solar systems and all that, solar energy. They've got their mind thought process is tailored around resisting that and dealing with that. They also have to put up with other things like, for example, here in England, the public sector. The public sector has duties to us, the taxpayer, And in Lebanon, that is very, very, very lacking. In Lebanon, this is very lacking. Hey, Ali. What happens is their thought process on anything, because they are restricted, they have to change their thought process in order to deal with life. And as a result, when us expats are from abroad, those worries or concerns or things or second measures or ways of dealing with some of the most simplistic things in life are narrowed down to a thought control. We're having resources available to us, and we move away from it, got music in the background. What it does is it allows us to less concentrate on those things and concentrate on dealing with the solution. Because a problem is only a problem if you don't have a solution. Yeah.
You can pay later when I leave.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay.
You asked to put some milk as well.
Okay. Maybe one sugar if it's okay. Thank you, sir. And so we have a view that is a legitimate view that should not be excluded because we're 14 million people out here, part of Lebanon. You're a few million, we are 40 million outside. And so therefore our voice is relevant and needs to be considered. And when we flag things down, like here, sectarianism, it is not because we are here to bite at our fellow anti-Zionists, No, it is here to stop it from happening, and I did just that. I stopped that video from being published. As a result, I paid with getting blocked for it. But it was good that I stopped it, and it was good that they also took abroad what I'd said in the chat. And then they changed the podcast. But when they changed the podcast, they started to use the words, they started bringing me up. And my personal presidential case and my personal issue at the moment, which is me being denied to see my mum. Now,
There you go, sir.
thank you, sir. I won a case that I fought for because I was being paid very low money. Very low money. When you get put on 150 odd quid to live on, you got a flat, you got your bills, you got expenses, and they put you on wrong money. Who put you on wrong money? The local government. Who are the local government? Labour. So they have the power to squeeze your balls. When Islington Council or local government welfare benefits, when they want to target someone, they can target you from every avenue possible. They can terrorise you, as they do, and I've accused the Islington Council of being terrorists repetitively and given categoric examples of how someone terrorises someone. The definition of terror, I'm a fucking British Lebanese here, the definition of terrorism was chronologically put down to Islington Council. And when you want to escalate things, you escalate it to their process and procedure. But when you want to escalate things further, whether it be housing matters, whether it be repairs, whether it be welfare money, whether you're being paid the correct money that you are entitled to. When you say you're entitled to being paid correct money, we're not talking about free government money here. You delusional fools out there in the whatever country you are who think that we get free money. You are so wrong. You are so wrong. We don't. We pay tax, we pay VAT, we pay national insurance contributions. And when we buy a coffee, we pay for it. The paper cup is taxed, is VAT'd. Everything, the service, the staff, when the employer pays a wage for the staff, they have to also pay the government tax and also national insurance on behalf of those people. I mean,
Your feet just feel good.
I don't want to get into that too detail, but what I'm saying is, when you fail with a certain council, it goes up to the Labour, the local Labour constituency. Now, I don't want to complicate things, but in 2012, a new law came through where the government in England handed over government powers. I'm trying to put my phone down here so I can talk to you. Handed over government powers. The government handed over government powers to local MPs. So what happens there? When you hand over a government job, which is like any other job, it has qualifications and skills and so on, and experience. When you hand that over to one MP in a local constituency, like for example here in Islington South, you are effectively handing over a government job to an individual. And in 2012, that's exactly what happened. Now, from all angles, I've been terrorised by Islington Council, by my local constituency, from all angles. In the meantime, my sister has been approached by people. My sisters have been approached by people because I'm outspoken anti-Zionist and have been since I come on social media. I think my first Twitter account was in 2000 in 90. Oh gosh, that's asking now. I used to remember. It's been a long time. I was covering the Egypt so-called hijack revolution. I was covering those days, 2001, 99, 98, I can't remember, but it was the early days of Twitter. So I have been talking openly on Twitter as an anti-Zionist, and I've warned my sisters, do not get involved. Be careful of people approaching you. Be careful of people talking to you, asking you questions, asking questions about your brother. I'm the only brother. I've got 3 sisters and just me. I'm the only son. I warned my sisters not to get involved. I blocked my sisters and told them, don't follow me. The stuff that I talk about is a subject which, let's face it, Lebanon is where East meets West. Lebanon is on the borders of Palestine, which you guys will recognise, or some of you will recognise, not many, not a lot, but some of you recognise as Israel. But along the line of talking about politicians, along the line of talking about leaders, be them leaders here in England, be there leaders in Lebanon, the discussion is a subject which I did not want my sisters to get involved with. My sisters are very, very green, and I believe that my family have been infiltrated, and my sisters can't actually fathom that they have been forged friendships with people who have deliberated those forging of friendships. And today, they don't even know it. Some of them might have a suspicion, but today they don't know it. But what they can't do is ridicule when a lawyer tells me, Sam, I urge you to inform the public of your fight. You can't tell me that a lawyer has said that for no particular reason. Here's my first coffee today. I haven't had much sleep. I've been doing some police work yesterday, investigating. Because police won't do their fucking job here in England. I've been doing a police job, detective work, gathering evidence, documenting. Oh, talk of the devils. We've got a couple of them coming over here. In Arabic we say, if someone's turning up, in Arabic we say, Ibn al-Halal, or son of a good man, when you speak of someone and then mention. But in England we say, oh, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil.
Because that's not Alina.
There they are, just walking past in a live podcast, going out to the world. Shoelaces undone. They both look down as well. Fucking hell, they were stupid enough to fall for that. It's a shame I didn't catch that scene, though. That would have been funny. I have no fear of police. Bullshit, they are. So when I'm paid very low money, we are family. We are a Lebanese family, a British Lebanese family. Some of us are divided. Two of my sisters have been penetrated with infiltration by Islington's Jewish power. And they don't fucking know it. They don't fucking know it. They're as dumb as the word dumb are. They're as fucking stupid as two pieces of skins of an onion. ما بيسووا قشرة بصلة. I'm probably one of the most patient brother they could have. It's a shame the police are around your house today, isn't it? You want to stick my mum in a fucking shed, you bitch? You think I'm not going to go and call the police? You cunt. The police are in your house today. Well, I might have left by now. But I waited until they'd done it. And I've got evidence of my mother wanting you arrested, Ruby. You spreading rumours, going around talking to my contacts in Lebanon, are you? And then Marwa Osman goes and makes a fucking podcast and talks of chocolates. Where was you when I had 29 grand given back to me? Where the fuck was you? Denying me seeing my mum. Denying me seeing my mum, enjoying my money with my mum. Where the fuck were you, Ruby? You dirty slag. You dirty slag. This is the only way you want to communicate. You don't take calls. You don't take emails. And when my lawyer tells my fucking sisters, yeah, you have to look after my mum, you neglect it. And then she falls down in the bath for 7 hours and gets a fractured back and now is in a permanent wheelchair because two of my sisters don't want to help my mum. And Marwa Osman has got the fucking cheek to not even know anything about it. I want to mention a couple of things on her podcast. Fuck off, you dirty bitch. Who the fuck are you? Let me tell you who you are. Yeah, you're just a mouthpiece for Hezbollah. You ain't a mouthpiece for Lebanon. I've already seen what you have to say. be careful what you say. Start toning what you're saying. There are people being shut down. People are being shut down on YouTube. So be careful what you're saying. ما معكي خبر شو عم يصير بحياتي. Your fucking professor, your leader of Hezbollah political wing is following me. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? Don't you get it? You're attacking me, you're fucking blocking me. Who the fuck are you? Let me tell you who you are. Yeah, you're overqualified journalist. Overqualified journalist. Overqualified professional as a journalist. Being brought down to the level of journalism. I'm talking about you because you decided to talk indirectly about me in your fucking podcast to the world. Your leader's got personal information from me about my presidential case. He's forwarded it to me to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That is why I contacted him. Because I can see that the president of Lebanon is a Maronite, and I can see that the Prime Minister, who was Said Hariri, is a Sunni. And they're both Western backed. They're both Zionist backed. They're both Jewish power backed. So hitting the brick in the wall repeatedly when I'm trying to ask Rami Mortada, Zionist backed, again, who selected Ambassador Rami Mortada of the Lebanese embassy here in London? Let me tell you who. It was a gangster. It was a gangster. It was the gangsters in Lebanon. Yeah, you call politicians. They are the gangsters there that put him there. That put their Zionist-backed Western Lebanese politicians. So me approaching Professor Ibrahim Musawi was the correct thing to do for my presidential case. Yeah? He's not stupid, Marwa. You can't call Professor and you won't even answer me and tell me where. None of you have ever had any communication since the assassination of Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah. None of you have had any replies to me. Where is Sayyid Professor Ibrahim Musawi? Is he alive? Did he survive? None of you. You just don't reply. You just don't reply. We look on social media, there's nothing. All I see is two pictures tweeted. One of when the professor, when the assassination happened of Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah, and the other one, another picture of children that died. That's all. You don't even reply. You don't have to reply. Say it in your podcasts. No mention. Doesn't matter. It does. It does. It does. Of course it fucking matters. But none of you speak up. This is why I don't trust you lot, you Hezbollah journalists. Because you just shut up about certain things and we have to go and find it out from the Zion. Who am I in this propaganda war? I speak from a personal capacity. I'm a British Lebanese Londoner, born in Tripoli, Lebanon. Came here in 1973 when I was 3.5, 4 years old. I went to nursery here. My education was here. I got 27 years in the IT sector behind my back. My career has been shattered off of a racist British Jewish MP called Emily Thornberry. But the moment I tell the public that, it becomes a hate crime. And then my podcast views will go down. So why is it Yvette Cooper could go around saying what she's saying in her latest tweets and make these baseless, wild accusations of political parties just because you don't like a political party in Lebanon. You want to call them a fucking terrorist. And you say anyone who bigs them up, like we're going to be like criminalised for it. First of all, I say to you, my righteous man, who the fuck is going to pay for our legal costs? Yeah? Speak up for Palestine. Well, I'd speak up. I speak up. But who's going to pay for our legal costs? Not you. Who's going to pay for our careers when we go and get a job, and then when they look at the CV, they say, oh, they got a criminal record, and they don't even entertain us by shredding it like they're legally supposed to do, shredding it before they throw it in the bin. You don't think of these things. Educating the public how to deal with these things. Why don't you start putting money in proper funds, proper charities, not like the, what's he called again, David Mello or whatever it is, Professor David, whatever he is, of Declassified on Press TV. His fighting fund. Yeah, why is it he's got this fighting fund? I wanted access to that fighting fund. Yeah, why is it the white man has been given access to it? Why is all the white men earning money off of the blood of Palestinians? Why? How much billion pounds has George Galloway made off of the blood of Muslims and Palestinians? Why is it the fighting fund is not allowing me access to it? I'm a 17-day hunger striker. Because there's control mechanisms that you lot don't even know, that you lot think are your buddies, that you lot think are not the two cheeks off the same arse. Oh no, they're different. Oh no, they're anti-Zionist. Oh, they're talking good about Palestine, so they're all right. But what happened to the Frankists? And what happened to the pretender Muslims and the pretender anti-Zionist news outlets? And when we debunk them, and then months later, if not years, you lot start to debunking them. Yeah? Until now, I'm seeing Hinkleman, Jackson Hinkleman, whatever his name. Yeah? I'm seeing him being populated on Press TV. I thought Press TV was an anti-Zionist channel. Why is Press TV broadcasting on Israeli satellites? Why broadcast news on Israeli satellites, knowing that they're gonna shut you up? So if my sister thinks she's so smart by putting my mum in a fucking shed outside her house, I'm ready to take the law into my hands. And if the police haven't arrested her by now, or taking action, I'm going to teach the police a lesson. And you white boys in Islington police station, yeah, you're only round the corner from me. Perhaps I should come over and pay you a visit. You white boys in the Islington police station, yeah, you Jews who are running Islington police station, yeah, fuck off my back, yeah, fuck off my back. Stop targeting me, stop targeting my family. When I report to you that I've been targeted by a racist Jewish MP called Emily Thornberry, don't call me hate crime. You take aboard what I fucking say. You take aboard what I say. You don't call me a criminal. You haven't even processed that complaint. Because you're a bunch of fucking racists. This is the only way I can communicate here on social media. It's because even with 29 grand, you can't get a fucking lawyer. I tried to get a lawyer to write a letter for me so that I could send it off to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Lebanon. There's no lawyer who will fucking do it. We're talking about writing a letter. We're talking about cash. We're talking about money. So my rightest man, you can kiss my ass, yeah? Yeah. You want to talk about chocolates? You foolish fool. You go around listening to a narcissistic sister, Ruby? Who you getting your sources from? Come. Bring me your sources here in London. I'll meet them. Bring me your sources. Bring me any fucking professional and let them sit down with me and let's stick the live podcast and let's discuss my presidential case, yeah? If you want to interfere with my presidential case, we're going on live about it on your broadcasting, you, Isabel, whatever, fucking famous, Florella, whatever. I remind you, I'm an anti-Zionist, and I've been an anti-Zionist for decades here. And I remind you, it was you, it was your own sources. Who owned that account, that Twitter account? What was it called again? Phenomenal Lebanon. Who owned the Hezbollah Phenomenal Lebanon Twitter account that was following me years ago in my British Lebanese Twitter? How did I find out? Because Hariri, Saeed Hariri, called you out. He called you out. That's why that newspaper was written about me when I was interacting with the president, with the Prime Minister, Saeed Hariri. He called you out. You lot sent me DMs saying to me that you think I should, what was it again? Study computer science? Political science or something like that? Oh, well, I'm chuffed. Hezbollah? How the fuck did I know? All these years, or whatever, that time I was interacting with all these Twitters, and believe you and I've interacted with leaders, politicians, even Congress in America were fucking following me. Congress in America were following me. Cynthia McKinley. I could go on, but, you know, I've got evidence. Because bullshit talks, evidence is there. While we're talking of evidence, I forwarded the taped conversation of Babda Palace to me. Babda Palace is the presidential house of the president in Lebanon. After he sent me a DM, Michel Sleiman. I forwarded it to Perrin Law, Sperrin Law. Patrick Dorian, the fucking cunt who owns a law firm, who calls his bitches, who calls his lawyers who works for him girls. He's a cunt who put a spanner in the works of my presidential case. I'm being terrorised at the moment, Jeremy Corbyn. Are you there, Jeremy Corbyn? I've been terrorised by local council contractors. They're trying to force entry, to break entry into my property. Yet the very same people who cut my gas, heating, hot water, cooker, cut it for 9 months. In my house, I had none of it for 9 months. And when I raise a complaint with Islington Council, they do fuck all. So tomorrow, this contractor, who I'm coming to see, because it's my duty as a British Lebanese member of my community to expose these contractors. Jeremy Corbyn was talking about them recently. They are terrorising us. Maybe I should change my fucking name to Benjamin or something stupid like that. I can't even contact my MP because I'm banned contacting her. the Jewish racist wicked witch of Islington. So I can't report my issue to my constituency, even though I'm a taxpayer. And everybody knows she's a racist. Let's not forget, it was her own Jewish leader, Miliband, who removed her from her right honourable status, who had to sack her from her right honourable status for tweeting out a racist tweet, the white van man tweet, MP Emily Thornberry. The whole country was national front page headlines. So don't tell me, a victim of the Jewish racist MP, a prominent, well-known, outspoken British Lebanese Londoner, a critic of Lebanon, a critic of the Middle East, a critic, throw me in a mental health hospital because I told them I received a phone call off the president's office and they didn't believe it. Well, the phone call recording is now with the fucking lawyer. I was on 17 days hunger strike. 17 days hunger strike. Who do you know in your life, in your career, who is on 17 days hunger strike? Who do you know? This video is going to be a little bit long, yeah. So I suggest please get the flow in. I know people are busy now. I'm not saying I just want this populated because I want to remind the public, despite what you hear off of the police, despite what you hear off of third-party vendors or enforcements, yeah, despite what you hear, none of it has been contested by a lawyer representing me. None of it, not one. From my hunger strike until now, even the records that I've had since growing up in this country, yeah, nothing on my police criminal record has been contested by a lawyer. Why? Because I keep getting Jewish-backed lawyers in this country. Because all the duty lawyers do nothing but fuck you up and work with the government. I dated a lawyer for 5.5 years. Are you telling me I don't know what I'm talking about? Yeah, my ex is a Jew, and I'm a Muslim. My ex is a Jewish lawyer, for fuck's sake. You can't call me anti-Semitic. I come from the birthplace of Semites. The birthplace of Semites is Lebanon. It's not fucking Poland. It's Lebanon. It never was fucking Poland. Look up my Common Purpose podcast. Look it up. For those that don't know, Marwa Ashman shut down my other Twitter account, Debunking Tips. So I'm off for a few days on that. But I'm using another one, Instantly in Bank. One word. And this account, Instantly in Bank Twitter account, was used for, well, I had plans to bring up a small little business. Who knows? When you get consumed with what's happening around me, being targeted, your energy, your resources have to go to those. And believe you and I, yeah, Lebanon, believe you and I, Lebanon, believe you and I, Marwa, or the millions of Marwa Osmans out there, because what attracts me is not Marwa, her role, but the passion that comes out, be it anybody. And unfortunately, that passion I can identify in the anti-Zionists as well. And it's a shame because they use those people, their aspirations and their hopes for the wrong. instead of for right, because I know the difference between wrong and right. See, there's a lot of things I want to discuss, but I want to come back to this. I would have been more passionate about Lebanon and what's happening in the Middle East and Palestine if I didn't have all these issues behind me. But the fact that they brought these issues behind me is to distract me from discussing it. So why don't you lot think? Why don't you help your expats out there? You Lebanese people, you're my community all over the world. I speak because I have a voice, because I've got the clout to speak. I've got the balls, is the clout. I don't have the clout. I just have knowledge, and I can use my transferable skills to put them in any situation and act in that way. Well, I don't act anyway. I cannot lie. I cannot lie. I am not a criminal. I do not do criminal activities. I'm not like my sister who frauds the government welfare for over fucking 40 grand. Or goes and launders money to Lebanon. Or goes and buys a house out there while she's got a council flat here. That is the stage where I am now with my family. I have to expose what's happening because they have been brainwashed by people who have infiltrated my family, you fucking fools. Don't you understand that? I am part of a psyop. I believe it. I know it. I know I am. And I don't believe that a professor would follow me after seeing my videos if he didn't believe what's going on. I don't believe it. I don't believe he wouldn't follow me. He doesn't believe in what I'm saying. And I was forced to contact Professor Ibrahim Moussaoui for the public to let them know is because the contact was on Facebook Live on a comment. He didn't like me approaching him in that way. But I approached the Shiite. I approached the people who are anti-Zionists. And it's not just Shiite who are anti-Zionists in Lebanon. Yeah? It's the Christians, it's the Maronites, it's the Sunnis, it's the Hanafis, it's the Druze. It's the Catholics, it's the Protestants. All of them. We've got 18 sects in Lebanon, possibly more. I think about Lebanon, it's sad, so sad. It's painful. But what we should not do is allow that weakness to show on social media. And I'm not a lawyer, so I will speak the Cockney that I speak. Yeah? And now that you all across the world know that we can interact with each other, in any culture you are, we can hear the people that are from the local communities, the voices, the accents, the terminologies that they use, the cultures that they have with the terminologies they use, like me, Cockney. The other day I was in the Blind Beggar, the pub, where the other two Jews used to go to, yeah? I say two Jews. You lot might see them as the Cray brothers, but they were the other two Jews. Let's face it, they came over from America, a whole group of Jewish people. They were part of that.
I was in the Blind Beggar pub taking a picture of it. I got over 400 odd views. It was just a few seconds, just a few seconds. And I wonder, how the fuck would that get so many views? That will give you possibly, I thought, maybe it's because it is a known Cockney pub. Yeah, known. And that's just like 3 miles or 4 miles away from me, where I used to live. Just a few miles from the Bow Bells. And there is a claim at some point in history where they say if you were born within 4 miles from the Bow Bells, which is a church they call the Bow Bells, then you're Cockney, but it's bollocks, because the whole fucking area in Islam, us white boys, or I say us white boys, I grew up with the white boys. I used to think I was a white boy. Do you see how embarrassing that is? I used to actually think that I was a white boy. I didn't understand the meaning of what does it mean if you're a white boy or a white boy. It's not the skin. But I'm not a white boy. But I did grow up with the white boys. And I become godfather and best man to them. But the rest of the white boys, they're all racist, proper racist in the generations of your Jim Davidson and in the generations of your Only Fools and Horses, where when we used to speak wasn't now as criminalised as it is now, as it was then, where now we're treated now in a court like we were in a playground, like as if we are in a playground being taught what we can say and what we can't say. And then they make money by creating laws from anti-Semites and hate crimes. The word hate crime, the word anti-Semite were designed to defend Israel. Don't ever think anything other than that. Those laws will be used to enforce the genocide that is currently happening in Gaza and in Lebanon. It is a let me just say this for the first time in my podcast. It is a genocide what is happening in Lebanon. When you bomb buildings that are condensed, that are densely populated with families, yeah, bomb the whole building. The whole building goes down where you can't even get trace of the bodies. You can't even put the bodies together because they're everywhere. They've been blown to pieces. You can't identify anyone. This is genocide. What's happening? The other day I tweeted out a horse called Full Sabra. Full Sabra. I told the public to back it to place. Do you know what Sabra means? Sabra and Shatila, the massacre, Sabra and Shatila. The government are promoting the Sabra and Shatila. That Full Sabra placed. They're programming the punters, the gamblers' minds to think that sensationalizing genocide is a good thing. Yesterday, a horse called Intervention, a couple of days ago, placed. I've tipped that to the public. Everything, all my Lebanese tips, yeah, although I forward them to journalists and other people, politicians and so on. Some of you think I'm forwarding them as tips. Nah, I'm teaching you what the government are doing to sway the mind of the public, the gamblers. They target the gamblers. In the same way as King Robbo, John Robertson, used to go and perform his art on the trains of London's undergrounds, his graffiti art, knowing that 8 million commuters, possibly more now, 8 million commuters were going to see that in the morning, and in the evening another 8 million commuters. He was getting his message out. He was getting his message out in the same way as when I identify horse racing and debunk horse racing, the first, second, third, fourth places, they are advertising space. They're advertising space for subliminal messages that the government are sending out. Intervention, name of a horse. Shoot to kill, name of a horse. secret handshake, secret handshake, name of a horse. The secret handshake was with reference to Benjamin Netanyahu and Bibi. Netanyahu and what's his face? What's the other Jew? Mohammed bin Salman. Yeah. Because let's face it, the monarchy in America, the monarchy in Saudi Arabia are a Jewish monarchy. They are a Jewish tribe who are overseeing Mecca. That's the very same tribe who are bringing down buildings in Mecca, who are knocking down historic buildings of the Prophet Muhammad. Whose instructions are you doing that for? Al-Aqsa Mosque is going to be blown up pretty soon. What's next? Mecca? There's some danger coming up ahead. There's some whole big, massive danger coming up ahead in the whole region. Tomorrow I'm going to do a live podcast. I want some publicity on it, please. The police are coming around my house. They're trying to force entry. I raised a complaint with the people who come and do the gas annual check. Those very same people who cut off my supply, my gas supply, for 9 months. Islington Council refusing to answer. They disconnect my cooker, saying it's my cooker's problem and there's nothing wrong with it. And then after I buy another cooker and ask them to come and install it because they don't want us to install it. Ask them to come install it. They don't want to do it. When they want to do it, about another 5 weeks. After 9 months, they want to wait for 5 weeks because they're coming around in 5 weeks' time to do the radiators, where they've kept me for several years without sufficient heating in my house.
Just show me some phones.
Do you want to understand terrorism? The definition of terrorism, Islington Police Station. I could teach you the definition of terrorism. You can learn a lot from me. You can learn a lot from me. Do you hear that, Islington Police Station? I've already offered you my professional skills in how complacent your 101 non-emergency service is. I've already offered inductions and seminars and lectures about how to conduct phone calls with people on the phone. I'm a professional. I'm a former Hewlett-Packard employee with over 27 years professional in the IT sector. I've tendered for contracts. I've removed England's backup servers for their banking sector. I've relocated them myself. I've already said that in my previous podcasts. I've delivered Tony Blair's laptop. Personally delivered it. Me went to deliver it to his fucking post room. I spoke to Sherry Blair herself about it and she took my details. I've done my side of it to the British community. I've served the royal family by processing their orders when I was working in Hills Furniture. Appointed bookmaker to Queen of England in the head office when I was working there as a stock control clerk, and then later becoming a buying and merchandising assistant. That's just a little bit. I've done far more than that. I've done my side of it to my community. My MP has caused a racist attack on me, abused her enforcement powers when they were handed down to her 2012, and she decided to use them at 2016 on me when I was contesting her. She had all my property taken. My MP, Emily Thornberry, ensured that all my property, my lifetime property, when Islington Council were found guilty to have made me homeless, And I put all my clothes, all my lifetime property, photo albums, anything you gain, anything you accumulate from childhood, yeah, put it all in one place, ready to be rehoused. And then they go and they say they were going to put it in storage for me until I get rehoused. I'm rehoused now, but they go and auction everything off. They don't just take it, they fucking auction it off. Do you understand the definition of fucking terrorism? What they're doing in Palestine now, when they take your house and car and everything away from you. That's the definition of terrorism. I know lawyers are better explain my situation, but lawyers let you down. So when I got 29 grand in my fucking account, and no one in my family knows that, they all thought I got 20 grand. Fucking stupid fools. You didn't give me an opportunity to meet my mum. It's going to be another podcast. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be confronted with police. I'm going to try and stop it from happening. But I'm complying. And the police, what they're doing is they're involving themselves in a matter where I do not want these third-party vendors coming into my house before raising a complaint, which I've raised on numerous occasions, both with Visitor Council and these third-party vendors. And by the way, when they found out that it wasn't nothing to do with my cooker, and they realised that it was their boiler that needed replacing. And I'd already purchased a cooker, a £500 cooker. And we even wanted to pay for having an engineer come and fit it, but they wouldn't do it. So they kept me waiting. 9 months, no hot water. 9 months, no heating. 9 months, no cooking facilities. What does that mean when there's no cooking facilities for 9 months? You have to buy cooked food. Do you understand that? When you live in 150 odd quid, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And then when they realised that they were wrong all along, they paid me back that money. My sister still was applying stupid restrictions. So the restrictions that they were applying, they were all along as a result of my sister Ruby being controlled by her friends, her Jewish fucking friends who have infiltrated her. Those enforcements, I'm going to arrest you, you bitch. If the police haven't arrested you or going to charge you, I'm giving police notice right now. I'm a British citizen. I am a British citizen. And in this country, us British citizens have the power to arrest. We can arrest people. If police don't want to do their job properly, I will do it. And I know police are gonna be so gullible because they sent 2 police officers that are 2 young kids, 2 fucking young kids that haven't even been there 2 years, 3 years. I'll lay money down, they ain't been working there 4 years. I'll put fucking £1,000 down right now. None of those 2 police officers who came around my house today have been there 4 years. And I reported this incident yesterday, 3-4 o'clock. They said they'd be round within the hour. They never come round, so I had to go there myself and do personal investigation with the place. Document. You little bitch Ruby, I forwarded it to the ambassador. You little cow. I've got evidence. My mum wants you arrested. You fucking bitch. Are you listening, Lebanon? The Lebanese community, are you listening? Because I am educating you with what a PSYOP is. Yeah, I'm educating you what's going on with Jewish power here, who've infiltrated my family, the Khweta Shalom.
ويلعن دينكم اللي ما بتفهموا. And I'm going to make another podcast here. Let me make this public here. I'm going to be talking to you about a terrorist who planted a bomb in Tripoli, fled, and his brother married my sister. Right? And I'm warning you, family, yeah? You either become a family or you become history. Your choice. Stay tuned.